Ever since education became a normal practice for all children, dress code has always been in question. Whether students should be properly dressed and ready to learn, or to give the freedom to students to be comfortable and express themselves. Now most schools have Now most schools have at least a dress code, highlighting uncovered shoulders, no short shorts, no provocative clothing, whether sexual or profane. There are many strange and bizarre dress code rules that seem useless, and many students attempt to fight against these rulings. However, being a student that has been with and without school uniforms, I believe that students should be required to wear uniforms no matter what. At Spalding High School, students are required to wear a winter and summer uniform. The summer uniforms were made up of khaki bottoms, shorts for boys, and skirts for girls, and a white button up. In the winter, boys are required to wear a tie along with pants, among their summer uniform. Both girls and boys must put a sweater over top their tops. There's also required shoes that are brown leather boat shoes. Also, I also went to Carlton Middle, which had no uniform, just a dress code. The most common outfit is sweatshirt and jeans or sweat shorts and t-shirts. They're very comfortable to students but could be seen as sloppy or lazy. I believe students should be required to wear a uniform for the fact that it sets a workplace precedent, makes it easier to choose an outfit in the morning, and it builds camaraderie through uniformity. Most work most business place environments have some sort of dress code, commonly known as business attire. These are usually slacks and button-up shirts. Now, this can be quite a culture shock to most students that are unused to having a required attire. Through through a required uniform, I have amassed a large closet full of business attire clothing. Now, students that don't have the the needs to buy business attire, it can be very expensive to get a whole closet worth of business attire. Now, they could go to the tailor, which can be very expensive, or you buy it all at once, which can also burn a hole through your pocket. Business attire looks professional and requires work, and that puts you in a business mindset. You can see a lot of a person through their outfit. If a person doesn't know their measurement or style, it can be hard to show that they're ready to work. If they don't look professional, they could look lazy, sloppy, uninterested, and that could result in getting fired, even if they are a good worker. Now, in the morning, when every minute of sleep is precious to students, the ability to roll out of bed and put on your uniform saves you plenty of time instead of having to decide what you're going to wear for the day. When putting on the uniform, you enter a learning mindset just as when you arrive at the school in the morning. It helps reinforce kids that it is time to learn and work hard to get the education that they have worked for. Uniforms are cheaper than casual clothing because you don't have to keep up with the trends and whatever is in at the time. You can buy four outfits in the beginning of the year, and then you wear them through the rest of your career. These uniforms are comfortable and simple, and allows for you to wear it 5 times out of the week. At the end of the year, students can resell. At the end of their career, they can resell their uniforms to next generation of students. This makes it even cheaper for the students that buy these uniforms. Also, having a uniform makes your weekend attire even more special because then you get to choose what you're wearing and you don't have to buy a whole closet full of clothes to keep up. Uniforms are commonly seen amongst teams, usually sports or police enforcement, firefighters, and military. It builds camaraderie through these people because they're all one. Now, I'm not saying that any students are going to war or anything, but it does affect the atmosphere. The students actually care for each other and they help for each other because they have the basic same common ground between them. There is no judgment among students for their style and how they dress on the every day. The National Center for Education Statistics says that schools that implemented a dress code had 50% less fights, and their sexual assault cases went down 72% as well. This shows that it is actually safer to go to a school that requires a uniform. Now, many people say that requiring a uniform violates your First Amendment rights of freedom of speech. But however, in the Supreme Court case 403 versus Frazier, they ruled that when you enter school, you are not allowed to wear profane clothing. Now, this means we can assume that when you enter school, that you lose you relinquish some of your rights of freedom of speech. So this means that requiring a uniform doesn't violate any freedom of speech laws since you're on school grounds. Now, schools like Spalding did implement an ability to express yourself through, as seniors, boys were allowed to choose their own ties. This let me choose who I wanted to be through my tie collection and helped me grow my tie collection as well. I think school uniforms should be required for all students because they're simple, they're precise, and it gets you in the working and learning environment. A uniform will build life skills that are needed for all students.